Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another great LTS show, the Let's Talk Sports Show. I am your host, Bodkins, as always. Welcome. It is our Sunday morning show. We got a full lineup ahead. We're going to be revealing our new MLB power rankings. We're going to have a new cruising top 5 plus more. If you missed it, great Thursday show. We had the lovely Miss Gina on the show. She talked a lot of her Warriors, the Chris Paul trade, even tail end of the 49ers. Before that, we had Alan Perales on, and we talked all his favorite teams, Alabama, the Yankees, the Lakers. So if you missed any of that, please check out Thursday's show. It was always a great show. Time to bring in the boys. The first one we're going to bring in is a man who's still salty, still crying, woke up into a bed of tears because LA Knight did not win the Money in the Bank. In fact, it was Damian Priest. Sam, good morning to you. How you feeling? How are the tears all dried up now that you're over LA Knight not winning?
Yeah, I just go into bouts of melancholy.
I mean, I could see you're in the depression den. You got the blankets there in the background, the door.
Leave me. Don't open the door. Yeah. Yeah. It's not to keep the twin girls out of here. Yeah. No. It was some good wrestling yesterday, despite everything. I am just really happy Logan Paul didn't win. At the end of the day, that's what I'm most happy about. Damian Priest has been there. Damian Priest is a good wrestler. So, but my girl pick did win. Io Sky did win. So I was happy. I was happy about that. And Cody, we had to have a good guy win, go in there and just kick ass yesterday. And he kicked Dom's ass.
No Brock Lesnar interference either.
Brock Lesnar didn't come out and break his leg or something.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good because there's reports, that Lesnar was there. He was going to come in and do this and that. But maybe there's some
Drew McIntyre though.
Yes,
that was awesome.
Shout out to Alan who joined us on Thursday. I mean, also I thought we kind of talked briefly before offline. I thought Damian was I thought we would see Finn beat Seth and then Damian cash in on and kind of see this implosion of the Judgment Day, but we didn't see that. Are you still okay with Seth Rollins winning?
I would have loved it if Finn won and then he cashed in on Finn. That would have been awesome because I would have been like, this is amazing. But then I don't know if they're done with the Judgment Day yet, if they're not ready for that kind of implosion. But I thought it would have been awesome if he just cashed in right there and took it. And also if he just took it from Seth also. I thought that would have been awesome as well.
I mean, we've seen those quick cash-ins, on the night of. So
I love them. I think they're great.
Yeah, I do too. We'll see. I mean, sometimes, though, you get the big feeling because, if you remember Dolph Ziggler, when he cashed in the night after, he had that briefcase for a while. Seth Rollins cashed in at Mania. So it'll be interesting. And they've laid the groundwork. Maybe he doesn't even cash in on Seth. Maybe he cashes in on, Gunther or Roman or Austin Theory. So I think this was a nice reward for how good he's handled Damian Priest, how he did in the Puerto Rican show with
Bad Bunny.
That was an incredible match with a celebrity, and I think that match alone got Damian Priest, I think, very high in the rankings. I mean, we talked a little bit offline on the backstage politics. I mean, Hunter did say your guy LA Knight, good things are way to come. So maybe
it's got to have to. Did you hear the pop he got? I mean, those people. That guy had a sign that I came from Germany to see LA Knight, and I could count a lot of LA Knight shirts out there. And, he walked out and he got a louder pop than Ricochet. He got a louder pop that, it's just awesome. I think he's just this high charisma guy. It kind of takes us all back to the Attitude Era of the crap talking that Rock and Stone Cold used to do. And I think that's just very reminiscent of him and the charisma. And he's a good wrestler. He's fun to watch.
We saw Roman Reigns get pinned for the first time in 3 years yesterday.
Oh, so satisfying. I needed a cigarette after that. That was so he's done a good all regards to Roman Reigns. He's done a good job. He's a terrific heel. And that's what made that moment. It's like you were worried about. You had that sinking feeling in your gut that Dom was somehow going to beat Cody. And I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do this. Cody has to kick his ass. And he did. And it was a very enjoyable Money in the Bank. I'm happy for Damian Priest. I'm happy for Io Sky. I guess my only downside was I really would have liked Finn or some Money in the Bank to be cashed in at that Finn Balor match. That would have been just absolutely awesome.
Speaking of cashing in, let's bring in Mr. Gambler himself, Scott Cope. Scott,
Chowder.
How we doing? How's the gambling going? Who we bet on yesterday and who we betting on today?
How many chowders, Scott?
So I bet the Reds yesterday. They lost. I bet the Twins team total again under 3.5. That cashed. It's a 1-0 game. I bet the Yankees in game 2 because I thought Garrett Cole was going, and that helped me out a lot, making that mistake because the Yankees won game 2. And I bet Arizona last night, and Arizona won. So it's a pretty good day overall, so to speak. Today, I don't see much on the card that I like. I do like the Braves on the run line.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I know. Miami is not in the class that the Braves are in right now. I do like Arizona again. I think Arizona's got the Angels number, and I think that they can win again with Zach Gallen on the mound, who's their ace. And then a couple of player props that, since Tanner's not here, I'll pick on his Royals. Brady Singer over 2.5 earned runs against the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to be steaming mad from last night, where it was a 6-4 game, but it wasn't even that close. And Mookie Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. So if he hits a home run, he'll cash it. So,
what up, Craig?
Craig, what's up? Craig. And those are my plays for today. So,
don't you feel like Craig Kroger is one of those names, like a villain says? Craig Kroger.
and this is what I'll say about Money in the Bank, since we were talking earlier and you guys were talking about it. Triple H seems to be the guy that likes to slow burn. So yeah. I think he alluded to it in his post-game press conference, post-match event press conference. LA Knight will get to where he needs to go.
They would be foolish, like my fandom out of it, they would be foolish not to use that pop he's getting. I mean, he is over on everything.
Royal Rumble-esque, maybe a Royal Rumble. Maybe it's a Royal Rumble winner.
Yep, Survivor Series possibly too. He could get a big push there too. I think they're trying. He looks like a younger Stone Cold, to be honest with you. He just
You're 100%
looks
right.
that way. So I think that what they're going to do is they're going to slow push him like they did with Stone Cold, and then at some Survivor Series he might win the Royal Rumble. That might be his payoff. He wins.
The problem is he only got 2 or 3 years of LA Knight. I feel because of his age,
absolutely.
He's in his 50s already. So Alan's saying
he's 40 years old.
Is he 40?
Yeah, he's 40.
Ariel
Helwani, he's 50. I thought he's up
40.
there in age though. Like that's one of the reasons their knock on him is that he's an older guy.
He's taking care of himself though.
Yeah, he has. Ariel Helwani interviewed him. He seems like he interviewed the Usos. He interviewed everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To me, it seems like that he's not interested in winning a title right now. He's interested in establishing his character to get what he's getting now.
Yeah, I saw that interview. Yeah, I agree.
And that will come, I think, in due time. Just like the Usos. I think Jimmy and Jay are going to be feuding with Roman. And I think this Solo is an X factor in all of what's going on right now. Because Roman, if you remember on SmackDown Friday night, when Jimmy and Jay alluded to Solo being the tribal chief, Roman just started laughing out loud. And Solo turned to him, and it was like, what are you doing, man? So I think that's going to be huge X factors. I think Solo's breaking up from Roman eventually.
I really expected when the Usos were out there was going to be a moment like where Roman's like holding one of their necks up or something. He's like, do it. And his Jay's like, don't do it, bro. Don't. And he can't Sikoa can't bring himself to.
Yeah. He's done it already though. He's already done it.
Yeah. So. Yeah. He already has. I know. I was just kind of expecting a breaking of the bonds right there.
But in the end of it, I think they're going to push Jay to the moon pretty soon.
Yes, I think so too.
It just seems like that. He's like fun.
He's fun. He's fun.
It's Jay and Roman at SummerSlam for sure. I believe that's the path they're going to. So I think he's not going to win it there, but he's going to push it. They're going to push him to the moon. So
Alan said that. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rumor is, I've read that rumor too.
Yeah.
The thing is, Logan Paul can't keep losing though. So do you have him lose to LA Knight, because then Logan Paul kind of loses his luster? So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And John Cena being there was a huge surprise.
Yeah, that was awesome. And
That was awesome.
WrestleMania is totally going to London next year. You can see
Absolutely.
it. Like,
Yeah. It's not the easy
without
year.
question. Yeah. Just take the night.
I don't know, maybe possibly, yeah.
I think Damien's
Possibly.
going to take it.
I think they got Cody in the end as the
Yeah.
as the guy that's going to run.
I think Damien will probably cash in on one of the secondary titles, or
Take it from Gunther.
Seth.
I think the Gunther story's about done. I like Gunther as the wrestler.
I
but
think Drew
it's about over.
McIntyre is going to take it from Gunther, to be honest.
He most definitely could. It's good to see Drew again. That was fun.
It was.
Hey, it's good to see you. Let's bring in our fourth person today, and that's none other than we're going to be revealing the new Cruising Top 5 at the back end of the show, so I'm excited to see that. None other than Mr. Johnny Cruz. Johnny, how's it going? How's the Yankees looking right now? It's third place. How are you feeling about the Yankees? We haven't talked much since after their perfect game there.
What's going on, fam? They're about as mediocre as it can be. How do you get your ass beat like that by the Cardinals, who are not a very good team this year? But again, we talked about their pitching, and Severino, he just cannot be trusted at all. He can barely get through a couple innings. They wound up winning the second game of that doubleheader yesterday, but I have no confidence in this team at all, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. We're pulling out our rankings in a little bit, so we'll see if they even make the top 10.
Johnny,
but it's been interesting to see what's going on. What's up, bro?
Severino's injuries, do you think they're playing a big part in his demise right now?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think he tried to kind of push through them early on when he first started having some issues. I think he might have come back a little too early from the initial injury 3.5 years ago, whatever it was. And it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems like he's trying so hard to throw it as hard as possible every pitch, to where, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think somebody needs to sit with him and kind of teach him how to pitch, so that he's not just trying to throw the ball as hard as possible. I think that would honestly help him. You don't have to throw the ball 100 miles an hour to win. But that's just who he is or whatever. I mean, he's a competitor, so I give it to him or whatever, but he's never been the same since that initial injury a few years ago.
Let me ask you, before we get into our baseball power rankings, a lot of NBA moves happening. Johnny, you're Lakers, you're a Heat/Knicks fan. Heater reportedly maybe in on Dame. He asked for a trade yesterday. Tyler Halliburton. Hey, there you go, Pacers. Your guy, Mr. First Down. Tyler Halliburton is now your new franchise guy in Indiana.
Let's go.
Kyrie is staying with the Mavs. What move out of all these moves? Let's start with you, Scott. That you've seen, whether it be a signing, the Lakers bringing back Austin Reeves, they brought back a few other guys as well. What moves have you seen that you're like, oh, that's kind of surprising? The James Harden we talked a little bit about on Thursday, opted in, as now seeking to trade as well.
So there was a signing that was made either early this morning or late last night. Dante DiVincenzo to the Knicks, 4 years or whatever it was. It was a big contract.
It's like $50 million.
They're trying to run that Villanova team back.
Yeah, they are.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Golden State now is a starters heavy team.
Mm-hmm.
Curry, Thompson, Draymond, Poole's gone, DiVincenzo's gone. They're doing what Phoenix did. They're putting all their money into 3 or 4 guys, and then they're going to try to build around it. And that's just not the way you go nowadays. I mean, this is a young league right now, a young NBA league, as we said in the hoop yesterday. So losing DiVincenzo, losing Poole off that second unit, that's a hard thing to do and think you're going to be successful. So Golden State is in a little bit of trouble here, I think. Shout out to Gina. I just think they're in a little bit of trouble. They brought Chris Paul in. They have all these guys. They signed Draymond 4 years, $100 million. I don't know the details of the contract. Could be backloaded. But I think the Warriors are in some trouble here.
They're getting older when everybody else. I mean, when you should be getting younger, it feels like they're getting older. Also, Sam, your guys signed now Bruce Brown. from the defending champions, the Nuggets. So the Pacers are adding some pieces for some guys for you to know.
And boy, they do need it. I kind of feel nice picking them as my team because now it's like they're starting to make moves, and hopefully these guys will pay off. You guys know more about basketball than I do. Obviously, are these moves like highly significant? Is this like a game?
The Tyler Halliburton trade, that signature is very significant because he is now signed contract wise, and everything else is that he is their franchise guy. They traded Sabonis. He got a nice bag from the Kings. So now that trade looks about as even as it is as well. So I think you're looking at both of these two teams here as the one that traded. So that's a significant getting Bruce Brown to your team. They kind of overpaid him, but he's a good role player. He's going to be a good player.
Yeah, and they traded for Obi Toppin from the Knicks too. So that'll help them. He's real athletic. But yeah, Halliburton is your star.
They got a good guard.
He got the 5-year max, $206 million. Insane. These numbers are insane, bro. But he's a really good player, man.
And here's what I'll say about the East: you got Milwaukee, Boston, probably Miami if they get Dame. That's the way it seems like it's going right now. If Dame's going to get traded, he's going to Miami. After Cleveland and New York, you really don't have another team. So Indiana, by making these moves, can really step up into that second tier of the Eastern Conference. Okay. And they can play with the Knicks and they can play with Cleveland, I think. So Indiana could be a team that's on the rise in the East and could be making a big splash. One more big splash by them, and I'm going to say they're the fourth or fifth best team in the East.
Okay.
Yeah, you made a good choice, Sam.
Okay. Johnny, Bleacher Report says it's a big deal. The Tyler one is the big.
Tyler Halliburton. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still meandering my way through this.
No, man, you're good, bro.
You're learning, my friend. You're learning.
He can do everything. Halliburton's going to give you a guy that can do everything, and then Bruce Brown added is phenomenal for them. I know they overpaid, but it's phenomenal for them.
Two quick things on your guy, Tyler Hamilton. He's a good internet guy. When he released his contract, he tweeted out, you'll enjoy this as a WWE fan, $1 Million Man just laughing, just clips of $1 Million Man laughing. And then when they made the trade for Obi, he just said, I'm going to be like Patty Mahomes. He's like, hey, Obi down there somewhere, and just launching it. Johnny, Dame is asked to be traded. It seems like the Heat are the front runners. The Portland wants to get a third team in because they want kind of this all-star type package back for him. Miami's got to try to pull this trigger. I feel like they lost Gabe Vincent in a trade, a sign and trade. So, and Strus in a sign and trade, I think it was. So they've lost some guys, but this is their key get. Don't you feel like?
Yeah, I think it's almost like they have to make this move work now, and it looks like they were setting themselves up for it. They let Gabe Vincent, like you said, go. He signed with the Lakers. They traded Strauss. They don't have, except for Kyle Lowry, who is not even like a starter anymore. They don't really have a point guard. So Dame is you match it up Dame with Jimmy and Bam. That's a nice big three right there. And that's where he wants to go. I'm kind of divided with this because on the one hand, you want to take care of your player that was loyal to you for however 12, 13 years. But at the same time, you got to do what's best for you and the organization. So I understand them wanting to get a third team in there so that they can get more draft picks. Because Miami ain't got a bunch of picks. You know what I'm saying? They can give them Tyler Hero, and and maybe a couple picks. Or but they don't really. Miami doesn't really have all that much to trade with. So that's why you're hearing, stuff about Brooklyn possibly being a third team and stuff like that. So, but it's about time that Dame asked for this. I appreciate his wanting to be loyal and stuff, but you've given them 12, 13 years. It's time to move on and go to a contender. There's talk about Philly trying to get in there. I don't see Philly doing that, but Dame ain't got a no trade clause, so he has to go wherever Portland sends him. I don't think they do him wrong though. I don't think they'll do him wrong. But at the same time, they're not going to, they're not just going to take, pennies on the dollar because that's, if Miami tries to like lowball them or whatever, they're not just going to give them away. So we'll see what happens. But I think they'll make it happen.
But Nick and John, I will say this: if Portland trades into Miami, I think Portland's going to be insistent on getting Bam Adebayo back. I
Nah,
think
that ain't gonna happen. Miami won't do
it's
that.
not going to happen. But
I mean,
according to what Nick said, they want star power back in return. So it's not going to include Butler. It's going to have to include Bam. If
Well, they
want
young talent
involved.
Right. They want young talent, or they want as much draft capital as possible. And that's why a Nets or there was talk about San Antonio. I don't see if he was, again, he doesn't have a no trade clause, so he doesn't have any choice. But if they were to trade to San Antonio, I know when Bayana and the whole, but that would be foul. You know what I'm saying? You're basically, saying he's going.
I feel like it's a lateral move, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. I mean, the man wants to win, so. I mean, yes, they have a ton of picks. Maybe they do a 3-team with them as well. Maybe they send Tyler Hero over there, and then you get more picks for Portland. I think Portland is okay with going young. They got Simmons. They just got Scoot Henderson. They got a lot of young pieces there, so they're obviously going to just try to start real young. So they want as much draft capital as possible. I mean, Tyler Hero's only like 22, 23, so he would be a good fit in there. But at the same time, he's making $30-something million a year, so they may not want to deal with that contract there. So, but we'll see what happens. But I'm happy for Dame to finally get out of Portland. I like Dame Lillard. He's fun to watch. So it's gonna be interesting to see if he gets down there with Jimmy. That's gonna be interesting in the East, man. Like I wouldn't bet against them if it's Dame, Jimmy, and Bam. I don't care who they put around it because Miami develops their players.
Yep.
There's talk that Portland might want Caleb Martin. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that would be fun to watch those three together.
Yeah, the Lakers bringing pretty much the band back together.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back D'Lo. They brought back, as well the 2-year deal, and then they bringing back the white kid. I can't think of his name.
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. They re-signed him as well. So the Lakers seem to be kind of running this thing back. You guys surprised Kyrie opted into Dallas. I don't like this fit at all. I didn't like the move when they made the trade. I still don't like it. They're going to have to get some shooters. I know JG was talking about Seth Curry there in the hoop yesterday with you, Scott. Yeah. Do you like this move?
I do not. I actually do not. I said yesterday, Dallas was 31-27 at the time of the trade in 4th in the West. They went 8-12 the rest of the season when Kyrie stepped on the court and missed the playoffs. So I do not like this. I don't think Luka and Kyrie mix very well. There's just some things that don't mix very well. Those guys are going to take 70 shots a game, and the rest of the guys are going to be standing out on the floor going, all right, where am I getting the ball? When am I getting? So it's not a good fit for the Mavericks. I can't understand why Mark Cuban paid him over $40 million a year. I think he could have got him at $10-12 million less because nobody else had cap room at all to sign this guy. So, and then you could have built around these guys. But no, I don't like the move at all. I think Dallas is earmarked for playing games.
Yeah, I'm with you, Scott. I'm not a big Kyrie fan at all. You just can't trust him, bro. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. He's fun to watch or whatever on the court, but you just can't trust that he's going to be there game in and game out. I think Dallas kind of had no choice because of everything they gave up for him, but I agree with you. I think Cuban kind of panicked. Let him go have dinner with Phoenix and whoever. You know what I'm saying? So what? You know what I'm saying? But I think he could have gotten him for a little less. What up, Kenny?
So, Kenny, he noted Mavs fan. This version of the Mavs can't work with Kyrie and Luka. A version can. This one can't yet. So
they're gonna have to fill out the rest of the team with role players that are good with that. Are good with being role players, not worried about having the ball too much, not worried about getting
shooters. They need some shooters.
They need shooters. They need guys that are going to rebound, that are going to set screens, that are going to play defense. Because these two do not play any defense. That's the other thing with them too. And you're paying over $80 million for the two of them combined. So it's going to be interesting to see what Dallas is. I mean, I don't like to say that it's not going to work because when you have superstars and you've got two, Luka is phenomenal, bro. Luka is a dude.
Agreed.
And again,
I don't think his dancing is. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. As long as he can get the ball in the hoop and make plays for his teammates, I think if Kyrie would actually just take the number 2 role and be good with it, I think they can mesh well because I think he'll play well off of Luka, similar to the way LeBron would play as far as running the offense and stuff. But you definitely need to put a bunch of shooters out there, especially wing players. And then you need guys that can actually play defense, because these two do not, like I said, they do not play any defense at all. So
If
I
they
seem to think-
if
I
they
seem
go
to
south
think
this
they
year,
think Seth Curry's going to be that guy that can shoot the ball third man. And you know what? Okay, you got three guys. What's the rest of your team look like?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, ask the Suns that same question, so it'll be interesting.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the one thing about the Nuggets. They were the deeper team. Now, Bruce Brown leaving, they're gonna have to find some of these roles. Maybe the other Brown can he was kind of coming on late.
what can Brown do for you?
Yeah, so we'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see. Johnny, before we get to our baseball, you surprised the Knicks gave up on Obi Toppin this early? I mean, this is a guy they just drafted a few years ago in the lottery.
Not really surprised, because Thibodeau wasn't playing him. So I mean, he was averaging like 12 to 15 minutes a game, which, I mean, that's not much at all. He played well when he started for Russ. When Russell was hurt for a while, he started a few games.
When Randall was hurt.
When Randall was hurt, he actually played. He started several games, and he actually played pretty well. I don't know, man. That was the biggest Knick move ever in that draft, because they had an opportunity to get Halliburton. They needed a point guard, and then they go with Obi Toppin because he's a New York kid and the whole feel-good story. Fuck the feel-good story, bro. I want good players, and I like Obi Toppin. He's a good player, but Halliburton is a different kind of player. He's a point guard, so they missed out on their opportunity to do that. I'm not surprised by it, but I mean, and then they only got 2 second-round picks, but I like the DiVincenzo move. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. I like the whole. I like that whole trio.
Pod Daddy's here. Pod Daddy's here.
The boss is in the house. But no, I mean,
I didn't mean what I said.
I'm not surprised about it. Because he's due for an extension too, and they didn't want to pay him. Watch out for Quickly too. He's gonna be the next one. See, now we look legit. You'll say now. Now we're back to the actual.
About a man named Nick.
This is the Target LTS now. No more dollar store LTS.
Here's a guy. I don't know. Here's a guy in the Knicks they got soured on so quickly and so fast by the Knicks. It was crazy. It just was crazy. And
watch out for Quickly. He could be next. As far
it sounds like Julius Randle could be next.
I mean, he's okay. He's a good player. I don't trust him down the stretch. He comes up small in big games and in the playoffs. So, I mean, he's a good regular season player, but if they can package him in quickly and go actually get a real good player to team up with Jalen Brunson's a player, bro. I like Jalen Brunson. I like the Hart acquisition. And then, again, they got another Villanova kid with the DiVincenzo stuff. I like what the Knicks are doing as far as their young core, stuff like that. RJ Barrett ain't who everybody thought he was going to be, being a number 3 pick. But he's a good player. But we'll see what the Knicks do. But nothing surprises me with the Knicks, especially when it comes to dumb shit. So
would it be possible to go back to the Mavs real quick?
Yeah.
If things go south this year, is Luka just going to leave?
No. I mean, he might leave, but they're going to give him a lot of money to stay. They're not going to trade.
Well, they just gave him the max last year, so I wouldn't. I mean, if maybe after this season, I could see him if they're like really bad, I can see him saying, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Either get somebody else in here or get me out of here." I don't know, man. He's another one that he's a phenomenal player, but he also needs to mature as well. He cries a lot on the court and always wants calls and stuff like that. So
listen, I've only done a little research into it.
With the players now in the league, if they're not happy for 5 minutes, they want out. So it wouldn't surprise me, but that would be an interesting one if Luka
emotional decisions kind of thing. Yeah.
2 things with Kyrie: can't trade him because of the contract. You can't release him because of the contract. It's too big of money. So you're stuck with him for 3 years now. Mm-hmm. So if you think that if Mark Cuban in his mind thinks that Luka and Kyrie can take him to a championship, I don't know who's
Kyrie hasn't been anywhere for 3 years, longer than 3 years outside of Cleveland, right? I mean, he was 2 years in Boston.
Yep.
Asked to be, opted out. Went to Brooklyn. Was there? I guess he was in Brooklyn for 3 years, and 2 of those years,
he barely played.
Yeah, 2 of them he was asking for a trade the whole time.
And the other thing was when the COVID hit, he wouldn't take the shot, so he couldn't play in New York because the COVID regulations said he couldn't play, so he could only play road games. And the Nets were like, go home until you're ready, until we can get you on the court fully. And that's what happened. And back to the Knicks for a minute. What are they doing? Actually, what are they doing? They went to the Eastern Conference semis, and now they're just breaking it up. And if they trade Randall or Barrett, they basically broke their.
If they trade Randall and Barrett, they're gonna trade him for. They're gonna trade them for a player. They're not just gonna trade them just to trade them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're gonna wind up trading them. To be quite honest, they weren't willing to trade RJ when they had an opportunity. I forgot who it was that they were trying to get last year, but they didn't want to add RJ into that.
They were trying to get Donovan Mitchell last year.
Yeah,
right. They didn't want to give up RJ to get Donovan Mitchell. They're not just going to give up RJ now. And if it's going to be RJ and Randall, then it's for a player. You know what I'm saying?
It's for Dame Lillard, right? That's
right.
That point in time.
Right. And I don't know how Dame and Jalen Brunson would work, but it's going to be some. I mean, it's a player
that's
of
a good
caliber. If they're going to give up Randall and RJ and a couple more, you know what I'm saying? Because they've got a ton of draft picks. They got Grimes. They've got a lot of good young talent. Kenny put this comment up here, and I agree with him completely. Because Allen tried to say that RJ was in a better spot than Zion and Ja. Ja's a knucklehead without a doubt. But I think Ja is in a better position. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously the better player in a better spot in his career. But RJ,
you never played with toy guns before?
No. Nah, Grandma wasn't hearing that. But no, RJ is a good, serviceable player. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get better with his shooting or whatever. But I don't see the Knicks making a move like that unless there's rumors about Paul George. If you can guarantee me that Paul George was going to stay healthy, then I could see that. But I don't know. But right, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think they stand pat. They may sign a couple more pieces. If there's an opportunity to get a star player, then I see them trading Randall and RJ. But they're not going to do it just to trade them. The Obi Toppin, like I said, they weren't going to want to give him an extension. So it was just, and they don't play him. And like I said, Quickly's up for a possible extension this summer too. So I don't see them wanting to pay him either, especially since they just signed the DiVincenzo right now. So you've got your backcourt between them two and Hart. So don't be surprised if Quickly's on the move soon.
Villanova together, they're trying to see if they can't win a championship like they did in college. So.
Tanner, what do you think about the Knicks situation? It's just strange that all of a sudden they want to trade all these guys off after what they did last year.
That's New York, though, for you. That's New York for you, Scott.
I mean, it's a messier version of the Giants right now, right? It's what it is. Yeah. You know, you have a little bit more hope in that Knicks team than you do the Giants. But don't talk to Giants fans about that. So, but you know, it's a mess. It's a mess. There's so many stuff that they have to do, but they're not going to do, and they're going to keep around the issues. Essentially, and not get the pieces they should be getting by now.
Right.
And let's go ahead. We'll that was kind of the wrap up of the basketball. We kind of hit all the major signings there, but let's jump into our MLB power rankings. Johnny, we'll start with you.
I've got the power.
Give us your number 10. We'll start 10 and work our way up from each of us. So, who's your number 10 on the power rankings?
And I went back and forth on this one here, but I put the Yankees at number 10. I was battling with them and the Giants.
Boo!
Don't hate. Don't
fandom.
It
fandom in the system. Favoritism
you know what I'm saying? Like I was going back with them and the Giants.
Come on, man.
They're 6-4 the last 10. The Giants are 5-5, so that's probably what gave me. I mean, they got the same exact record. But I put the Yankees at 10. You can hate me all you want. I'll say it right now. I'm a Yankee fan, and it is what it is.
Hey,
do I think they're gonna win a title this year? No.
I got the Yankees a little higher, so I can't say too much.
See? So I don't feel
damn. I'm sure you got the Guardians here at 10 or 1. So
unlike Johnny, my fandom is not based on just who I want to be in there. So I'm going to say my number 10 is the Astros. They're in a little bit of a rough patch, but I think they're going to win the AL West. I really do. Wow. I still believe it. So I think they're going to fix it up and everything. But if they keep losing, then I'll have to knock them out of the top 10. But as of this week, I think they're still there. That's how I feel.
Tanner, what about you? Who you got at 10 here?
I kind of agree. I got the Astros as well.
Boom!
That's not quite out
Yeah,
of it.
Tanner. Yeah,
but
Tanner.
they're trying to work their way out of it. So
Yeah,
I'll
dig
take
yourself
the
out of
Astros,
hell.
man.
Yeah.
Scott, we got Yankees, Astros. We should make a compilation of the list. If 3 people got, then we'll have our the whole one. So we got 2. We got a Yankees and we got the Astros at 10. Who you got at 10?
3 people have the same because I got the Astros at 10. I think they're 6-4 in their last 10. The Braves,
What's up, Johnny?
there's signs starting to fester that they're starting offensively to hit the ball a little bit better. If Christian Javier, who's the number 2 pitcher, could ever figure things out to go with Framber Valdez, I think they could be a dangerous threat to the Rangers in the West. So I got the Astros at 10.
All right, so the Astros, the official LTS number 10, since 3 of the 5 of us got them. So my number 10 team was the Giants. I was going back between them and the Reds. I just went with the Giants. They're 46-37. They're 5-5 of their last 10, but they have a better. The reason I went with them over the Reds, they just have a little bit better run differential at plus 40. Both of them had a heck of a June. The Reds were probably a little hotter, but they've cooled off at the end here. So I went with the Giants at 10. I'm going to give you my number 9 was the Astros for what you guys said.
That's who I have at 9 as well. I got the Astros at 9.
So Scott, who do you got? Scott, we'll go back to you since me and Johnny just gave 9. You guys, we both had the Astros. Who you got at 9?
I got Cincinnati at 9. I just think, they had a hot June. They're starting to hit a little bit of a tougher schedule here. They got Milwaukee coming up a bunch of times. They got the Giants coming up. They got some playoff contention teams coming up here. So we'll see how they are. But the LA De La Cruz bring up has just spurred them on to really good things. But they need a pitcher. They need a pitcher. So for me, they could be higher come end of July if they get a pitcher. But right now, I got them at 9.
Tanner, who you got here at 9?
Actually, the other side of that thing, Scott, Milwaukee Brewers at 9. Kind of one of the most consistent teams in baseball, but also one of the most inconsistent teams in baseball.
They're the most consistent team in the NL Central. I will say that.
Correct. I mean, they've been hovering around that 1-2 spot the whole entire year.
Hovering right around 500 is all you got to do for the NL Central.
Right. So, I'm going with the Brewers here in this spot here. I'm not I think the Reds are having a great run, but I don't see it lasting, just like Pittsburgh. So, but that's what I got.
All right. So, Sam, who you got?
Scott, I won't leave you alone. The Reds are number 9 for me as well.
The Reds are the official number 9 team on the list then.
Yes. All right. So the Reds, I feel like even though they lost recently, they fought their asses off. You know what I mean? Like they didn't just give it away. They played hard.
Just give it away.
Just give it away. No, don't get me stuck on a song. You know how my ADD is. And so I think the Reds they're just fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like they're an absolute fun team. And I just feel that they deserve to be here at number 9, even though they lost, because we still got the rest of the season to play. And I think they're gonna go out there and, like Grisham said on Monday, I think he's aboard that train, right? I'm aboard the train too. I think I'm a believer.
Go ahead and give us your number 8 team, Sam.
Number 8, I have.
Wait, what was Johnny's?
Johnny said that his was. Me and Johnny both had the Houston at 9.
Before Sam goes,
Okay.
I'm looking at the standings now. Let me give you some parallels between the Brewers and the Reds. The Brewers at home are 22-18, away they're 22-21.
I was just looking at that.
The Reds at home are 22-21, on the road they're 22-18. The differential is minus 19 for Milwaukee, minus 21 for the Reds. I mean, they're 2 even teams right now. You can't get any more even than what they're at right now.
My Cubs are the only team in the NL Central have a plus run differential, but we're still 38-43, so that tells you.
I had the Brewers here. So
you got the Brewers at 8.
I got the Brewers at 8. Yeah. I'm with Tanner. I think they're wildly inconsistent, but they're wildly consistent all at the same time. It's a paradox, kind of like an episode of Stargate. But I think they've done enough to reach that 8 ranking. I was kind of debating this between them and the Dodgers putting here at 8, but I decided to go with the Brewers just because I feel like the Dodgers are also a little bit more erratic than they are.
Is that right, Sam?
Huh?
Is that right?
Then? No, Alan's being petty because I said the Astros were
The Astros
win.
are going to catch.
Yeah, and now he's going to be mean. So shame on you, Alan. Shame,
Johnny.
on you.
We'll go to you. What's your number 8 team?
I got the Reds at 8. I know they've been stumbling down the stretch here the last, 6-4 in the last 10. They had a great June. I'm with Sam. I'm gonna give them their props as far as they stumbled a little bit towards the end of the month here, but they pretty much won the month. They're still in first place, even though it's identical records. But I was just looking at that, Scott, how identical them and Milwaukee are. So I'm gonna give the edge to Cincinnati right now, as far as especially in that division. So I got Cincinnati at 8.
Going to be a fun series coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, who you got at 8?
Sam, I won't leave you alone on this one. I got Milwaukee at 8. I agree with what everybody has said. Wildly inconsistent. The one thing I'm really worried about where they traded Hader last year at the trade deadline, I'm afraid they're going to do it with Burns. Trade him and just try to win it that way. I'm really afraid. All the bad blood that's gone on.
Like, talk about back slapping your fans, bro. Like,
yeah.
That's why
I got Milwaukee.
Can we get a Bobkins hammer because it's official? Can we get one of those? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nail it.
The Brewers are the official 8. Go ahead, Tanner. Who do you got at 8?
At 8 here for me, guys. It's kind of weird, but I actually got Toronto here at 8 for me.
What the hell? How much you drink last night?
Not that much. Remember, I was babysitting.
Too much, obviously.
No, I got Toronto here at 8. It's part of that whole AL East situation up there where they just like to rotate back and forth. I think they're better than the Yankees still, despite their record, and will be there ahead of the Yankees because the Yankees just can't seem to stay healthy or be consistent enough to keep things going. So I think the Blue Jays here have some hope there. There's a little bit of a fight in them, so I'm going Blue Jays at 8.
Yeah, my number 8 team was the Johnny's Yankees, 46-37. They're 6-4 in their last 10, so that's kind of why I got them at the 8 here. I'll give you my 7 team, and that's none other than the LA Dodgers, 46-36, 7-3 in their last 10. I still think they're going to catch the D-backs eventually. They're the Dodgers. They'll make some sort of move. So my 7 team is the Dodgers. Tanner, we'll go back to you. Who's your 7th team?
The Phillies. The Phillies, a team that's starting to get stuff together, get it figured out after
You're
you're
feeling yourself there, Tanner? You're feeling yourself?
I'm feeling myself there. So I think the Phillies here are a team on the rise, obviously, with them going, positive, finally positive in the differential there at 7, but 6-4 their last 10. And this is a team that you can start seeing there's some passion coming back in that they had last year, and they're starting to get live figured out. So I got Phillies at 7.
Sam, who you got at 7 there?
We're one vote away, Nick, from making it official. I have the Dodgers at 7. I feel like, and they've got this nice little schedule before the All-Star break. They got to play the Rockies and the Royals, the lowly, filthy Royals, and I think they're just going to feast and win all that momentum and carry it into the All-Star break.
Johnny, who do you got at 7?
Hammer it in, bro. I got the Dodgers at 7 as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Making a lock. Like you said, 7-3 in the last 10. They're heating up right now. I hope Arizona can kind of hold them off, but it's the Dodgers, so I'm with you. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers wind up taking over that division, but I got the Dodgers at 7.
Scott, who you got at 7? And go ahead and give us 6.
I had the Giants at 7. I know they played really well. I'm just a little concerned that their offense goes in these streaks up and down. And their pitching, other than Logan Webb and Alex Cobb, is a little shaky in my estimation. So I got the Giants at 7. At 6, I got the Dodgers. I think they're starting to come around now. I think the schedule benefits them going into the All-Star break. They're 3 games out of the division lead now. I think they could be 1, maybe tied with Arizona going into the All-Star break. So I got the Dodgers at 6, even though I don't like the Dodgers. So.
Johnny, we'll go back to you. Who you got at 6?
I got the Orioles at 6, man. 48-33, 4-6 in their last 10, but they're still, they're in second place and they're kind of chilling right there, second place. The Yankees and Toronto. Like, I don't have Toronto. I don't have Milwaukee. I don't have the Phillies on my top 10. So me and Tanner are complete opposites.
Hey, I'm with, and me and Johnny on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength.
The Orioles have been about as consistent as Tampa Bay, and the Braves, they just haven't been able to play. I mean, they just can't catch up to the Rays because the Rays just don't lose more than a couple games in a row. But I got the O's at number 6, man. They're playing well. It's a good season for them.
Sam, who you got at 6?
Kettle Mart with the Diamondbacks is having one hell of a run here, and I think the Diamondbacks are my number 6.
I got them way higher than 6.
Wow.
Do you really? I have them at number 6. I just think I mean, you could be right. Like, all honesty, this is just kind of a feeling as I'm like looking over the list and trying to position things. But I think there's just some people that are just a little better, some teams, but not much better because they're on a run. They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That awkward
Tanner,
silence
who do you got at 6?
I got the Dodgers at 6. So I think it's a team, like you said, that's going to start sneaking up here, getting life figured out, just like the Phillies. I think you can almost go flip-flop between those two, honestly. So I got Dodgers at 6.
Yeah, here my 6 was what Johnny said, Baltimore. So lock it in. That's 2 of us. Baltimore's the official 6th team on the LTS for the same exact reasons. Baltimore's really been maybe the third best team in all of baseball consistently all year. They're bringing up younger kids. I'd like to see them go get just a bona fide stud pitcher and to secure that. Their lineup can rake. Adley Rushman is a stud. I like the O's. I had the O's at 6, and that's our official at 6. I'm going to give you 5, and it's the Miami Marlins right down in Johnny's home state there in Florida. The Marlins have been absolutely killing it. They have a guy who could probably win the batting title, a guy who could win the NL Cy Young. They're 48-36. They're 6-4 in their last 2. They're a young team, but they're proving themselves. I got the Miami at 6. Johnny, we'll start back with you. Who you got?
I'm right there with you. I got we're up to 5, right? Or 6?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Okay, 5. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I got the Marlins. I was about to say, I know. I still can count to 10. I got the Marlins at 5 as well. I'm with you on that one. I'm hoping this kid. I don't think he'll hit 400, but it's fun to watch. He reminds me a lot of Tony Gwynn, where he's constant contact on the ball. I'm not saying that he's Tony Gwynn, people, so don't start at me. You know what I'm saying with that. But he's fun to watch. The Marlins are actually fun to watch. Too bad their fans don't agree with that.
Nobody in the state of Florida goes to baseball games, Johnny. Besides,
there's so much other stuff to do down here, and you got a lot of transplant, people from from all over the country that are down here in Florida now. So not a lot of people are actually Marlins or Rays fans. So you know what I'm saying, but it's a shame because both teams are playing well, but their fans just won't come out. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather be at the beach or playing
if the Marlins and the Rays
whatever.
Go to the World Series, that might be the least attended World Series in baseball history.
Bro, I mean, would they just put it on ESPN Deportes and just be like, go over there to watch it? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's even going to watch it. They won't even have it on regular TV.
That's a good one.
Scott, go ahead. What's your number 5 team?
Hammer it in, Nick. It's the Miami Marlins.
There you go.
Take away the last 2 days against the team that's far superior than anybody else in baseball. I feel they've been playing really, really well. And Sandy Alcantara, their supposed ace, has not pitched well at all this year. So they're 8 games out. They're not going to catch Atlanta for the division, but they're going to probably be either the first or second wild card. So I love what Miami's doing. I love how young they are. They're always scrappy. So Miami Marlins for me are at 5.
Who you got, Tanner, at 5?
D-backs, the Diamondbacks, guys. That's a team that's still being very consistent there, sitting first place in the NL West. I love what I'm seeing from them still. I think they have a great chance at contending for this NL West title past the All-Star break. So despite the division that they are in, so I got the D-backs at 5.
Sam, who you got at 5, and give us 4?
That's a double hammer because I also have the Marlins at 5. Exactly the same reason Scott said. I think they're scrappy, they're young, they're fighting it. You guys just ruined my Word document because you said every single thing I was going to say about it. You said go ahead to number 4, right?
Yeah.
Giants number 4. What a great June. 8, they went 8. Yeah. 8-2 against the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. I mean, that's a big statement. For this top 10 list here in June, I have the Giants at number 4.
Tanner, who you got it? Who you got it for?
At 4 here, looks like I got the Braves, guys. The Braves are sitting here ahead of the Marlins, looking great.
I got them higher.
How else can you beat this team with Acuna doing Acuna things? So I think
might
there's
be
two
MVP this year.
Wait, am I right? Am I doing?
I think he is MVP this year. I don't.
Yeah.
I got to count here. I might be actually off, but no, that's fine. We'll go Braves at 4. I like Braves at 4. I think that's a good spot for him. So
okay, Scott, who you got it for?
Jonathan Grishman's crying right now because you said the Braves are at 4. I got Baltimore at 4. I think that the question I have with them is their pitching staff. They really don't have a really strong pitcher. They've showed against Minnesota the last 2 days that they can be very vulnerable to teams that pitch really well. I like their offense a lot. The question marks with them are all in their pitching. So Baltimore's at 4 for me.
Johnny, who you got it for?
I got the Diamondbacks at 4. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, we're all over the place with Diamondbacks.
50-34, 6-4 in their last 10. I don't know that they'll be able to hold off the Dodgers, but at this moment right now, I'll give the Diamondbacks the number 4 slot.
Did you have Sam? You had who'd you have it for? Did you have the Diamondbacks at 4?
I had the Diamondbacks at 6. I had them at 6.
Okay, we all each got it. This is where we have to take a vote now. We're gonna have to take a vote because my number 4 team is the Allen's Texas Rangers. They're sitting on top of the AL West. They're 5-5 their last 10, but their run differential 158, 1 plus 158. They're 50-33 overall. So I got the Rangers at 4. So we each
have a 4.
Oh, we have somebody different. I think all of us.
Yeah, everybody has a different.
I had Giants. I had Giants. Yeah,
you had
Giants. Diamondbacks.
You had D-backs, Rangers. Who'd you have as some
people D-bags, Tanner?
I had the Orioles at 4.
We each got something
on me big time. I forgot to put the text.
So we can't have the Scott's out because we already got the Orioles already in. So
that's what I was just about to say. Who do we have 10-6 or 10-5?
Let me just solve this here for you right now. Here, I did not count to 10 on my list here, so I actually have the Orioles at 4, Braves at 3. So Orioles should take the 4 spot.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but we already have them on our official list at 6. So you
and Scott 4 too. Put them at 4. 4 and 6.
So who you guys take one vote for? You vote for one of me or Sam, me, Johnny, or Sam's teams. I'm saying the D-backs. Johnny's saying who'd you say, Johnny?
I said the Diamondbacks at 4.
Oh, you said
the Diamondbacks.
I said the Rangers. I said the Rangers. Sam said the Giants.
The Giants.
I would say the Giants or D-backs.
I go D-backs.
I think you have to vote D-backs there. It's okay.
D-backs. All right, we'll all say the D-backs are the official LTS.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
Alan, I'm sorry, I forgot the Rangers in our top 10. By the way.
Oh my God, Scott!
I didn't put the Rangers in there. I can't take one of the top 3 teams out.
Who you got?
I have them at 3. The Rangers.
Yeah, I
go
also
ahead, Johnny.
have
go
them
ahead.
at 3.
Give us 3. You got.
Yeah, I got the
Run
Rangers
away,
at 3.
Johnny.
I know they're only 5-5 in their last 10, but they have been consistently in first place in that division. I like them to hold off the Astros. I would not, count the Astros out like Alan tried to say a couple weeks ago that there's no way the Astros are catching them. I wouldn't say that, but I'm going to stick with the Rangers. They just out hit everybody, bro, and they just they can score runs. If they can get any type of consistent pitching, they're going to be scary. We're talking about all these teams needing a starting pitcher, so there's going to be a market. Come the trade deadline for a starting pitcher or 2. So somebody's going to wind up overpaying for either Bieber or somebody or Burn. You know what I'm saying? If Milwaukee actually, if Milwaukee is actually willing to trade him, they're going to get a lot for him because I think a lot of teams will be in the mix to get that to get Burns from Milwaukee, man. So that'll be interesting. But Yeah, I got the Rangers as my number 3 team.
Sam, you got the Rangers too, as I heard you say.
Yes, nobody goes through a rough time like the Rangers, right? They're going through a rough time, but nobody seems in a hurry to get that, first place spot. So, they get to just sit there and go, okay, well, it's cool, I guess. Alan's comment made me laugh really hard because it's like, Scott, we do a baseball show together.
I know.
Hey,
we're
Tanner,
one away.
Oh,
who do you got? Who do you got?
So because I can't count to 10 very well. I
know-
this is
I
actually
know
where the
Matt's
Braves
good.
should be. Orioles
So you got
should be
Braves at
4.
3.
Yeah, Braves at 3, Orioles at 4. But I mean,
Okay.
again, I don't have to say anything else about the Braves because they're just doing their thing. So
Yeah, Scott, who do you got at 3? Go ahead and
I
give
got
us 3, and then we'll our fish. Who do you got at 3?
I got Arizona at 3. I think they've been consistent all year long. Their offense is solid. They have 2 top pitchers at the top of their pitching staff. Their 3, 4, 5 starters have sporadically come through at different points of the season, except Zach Davies is the only one that I question for them. But I like Arizona. I think they're earmarked to play the Braves in the NLCS this year.
Yeah, I got the D-backs too. They're sitting the best record in the National League, or outside of the Braves, I guess. But 50-34, 6-4. But because we had the D-backs at 4, we'll have to put Johnny, you and Sam said
The Rangers.
the Rangers at
The
3
Rangers, yeah.
in our official rankings.
Yeah,
So-
hit the hammer.
Yep.
What the hammer?
Rangers at 3 in our official rankings. I'm gonna give you my number 2 team, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays. There's 57-29. They're tops in baseball. That's the top in baseball. I got them number 2 instead of number 1 this month, just because the Braves are just absolutely on fire. So I got Rays at 2. Tanner, who do you got at 2?
I got the Rangers at 2, guys. The Rangers at 2. I think they're playing in a
There you
better,
go, Alan. Just calm it
better
down,
division.
Alan. You hear that? They're at 2.
a better league than what's out there right now. So it's kind of like, I feel like it's like the NFL. AL's side is more loaded. I think there's more out there. So despite what you see in the NL, I don't think the NL is that strong. So give me the Rangers at 2.
Sam, who do you got at 2?
I'm with you, Nick. Rays, for the very same reasons you said. I think they're deserve to be there. They're burning hot, but they're not as hot as the Braves. So,
Yep.
Thank you, Alan. See,
here, let me post this comment on here. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Johnny, who you got at 2?
I got the Braves at 2. Yes, 9-1 in the last 10. They are the hottest team right now in baseball. But I'm kind of with Tanner a little bit as far as the National League being a little bit inferior to the American League. And I know that puts a certain team as my number 1, who a couple of you guys got at number 2. Like I said, I understand the Braves hot play right now, but Tampa Bay has been the most consistent team all season long. So they stay at my number 1, and I got the Braves at number 2.
Who you got, Scott? Break the tie here because we're going to be in a pickle here. Who you got at 2?
I got the Oakland A's at number 2.
yeah,
They won yesterday. They played really good. No, I got the Tampa Bay Rays at 2. I think the number 1 team is far and away.
So, hey, lock it in. The Rays are number 2 on the official rankings, baby.
The one thing
Dose,
that
baby.
people got to know is Shane McClanahan went on the IL yesterday, so their pitching staff is
Rough day for
really-
Johnny Cruz, guys. Rough day for Johnny over there. He's
Hey,
just-
and so that means our official number 1 team right now in the LTS power
Jonathan's
rankings
Braves.
is
chop on.
none other than Jonathan Grisham's Atlanta Braves, 9-1 of the last 10, the best team in the National League, the Atlanta Braves.
Listen,
that sounds
me
too
and
homework.
me and Tanner decided the number 1 team on this power rankings are the Kansas City Royals.
That's right, baby. Hey, we're about to take a series against the Dodgers today, babe.
Before,
Let's go.
so I want to. Here's our official rankings. I'm going to go from 10 to 1, and then I'm going to ask you guys.
Stop. Hold on.
Oh, you got them already. You got them typed
Hold
up
on,
already.
hold on. I'll let
Okay.
you read it out.
All
Give me
right.
a second.
Hey,
Give me a
hey,
second.
Tanner, we don't talk to the
I'll say
talent.
the-
that way.
the
We don't talk to
producers-
the
the
talent. that
producers
way.
You don't tell me to stop.
On the cap.
Oh, please
All right.
fight on
Here you
air.
go, buddy.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Yeah, that is nice.
So you read it out, Nick. You
Okay.
can read our official pick, like which one's which for Let's Talk Sports.
All right, so here's the official Let's Talk Sports ones. We got the 10 at the Astros, 9 Reds, 8 Brewers, 7 Dodgers, 6 Orioles, 5 Miami, 4 Diamondbacks, 3 Rangers, 2 Rays, 1 Braves. That is our first official MLB power rankings in the books, baby.
Look at that.
Alan, I'll do better next time, I promise.
And we're about halfway out. I want to ask you guys,
now, Scott.
what are your 3 most disappointing teams in baseball right now before we get into the cruising top 5?
Don't make me do this.
It's very easy.
I mean,
It's the Padres,
Padres.
the
Yeah.
Padres,
The Cardinals.
the Cardinals, and
And
the
the
Mets.
Mets, right? Those 3, I think we're on agreement with those 3.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah, I
like
guess
Tanner said, all in the National League too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say those 3. I'd say Seattle contends for it too. A team that
Yep.
I thought would be a
True,
lot
true.
better. So
I'm proud of you,
I'd
Nick.
say
I thought
that-
you were going to try to make me say something mean about my
But
Guardians. I really
Seattle-
thought it was happening.
Seattle kind of just proved they are who, you know what I'm saying, they are who they always are. They have that one good season and everybody gets all hyped up. Oh, can Seattle take the next step? And they never do. They always
they
regret.
just go back to where they usually
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I know they're
Disappointing.
45 and 39.
Oh, there you go,
Okay.
Sam.
There you go, Sam. I know they're 45 and 39, but I'm
All right,
disappointed with
Alan.
the Toronto Blue Jays
Alan.
right now.
Yeah.
I think they should have been much, much better.
Right.
They
Yeah.
have really good offense. Their pitching staff was supposed to be really good. Manoa just
But that's
crapped
every
himself.
year, dude. That's every
Yeah,
year.
like, what happened to
They're doing
Manoa,
exactly
bro?
how they should be every year.
Manoa's giving up 8 runs down in like single
Yeah,
A ball
dude.
right now.
Like he
He's,
can't even
totally
pitch in the
gone.
minors, bro.
No, he
like
can't.
it's
Yeah,
wild.
he can't.
It's wild.
The Blue Jays, to me, get a little bit of a pass, right, because of the division they're in, because the Rays are so good. Baltimore's
pass,
so
bro.
good.
Ain't no
Yeah,
pass.
I-
Don't get no
but I'm
Yankees
just
don't
saying,
get a pass. Red
you-
Sox don't get a pass, but the
Right,
Rays
don't give them no
or
pass.
You
Blue
look
Jays
at,
get
but
a
you
pass.
look at the Padres spent, I don't know, two Brinks trucks
They did.
on that lineup, and it's not producing on that
Sad.
roster really.
Very sad.
And then you look at the Cardinals. They're the team, like on paper, you line up every team in the NL Central. You're like that. You look on paper, you're like that's the team that should just run away with. They should be 10 games up on everybody by talent wise.
Yeah.
They absolutely stink. So then the Mets the same way. They dropped out 2 Brinks trucks in their lineup in their division, and they absolutely stink. But that's what happens when you invest in 40-year-old pitchers. You know, who you just never know when it's going to end, and the Mets don't look so hot. And they're talking about trading Scherzer and Verlander, maybe.
Right.
Scherzer waived his no trade clause, so you know that trade is coming.
Yeah,
When
he
they
said he
waive
would go trade. He would waive it to a team that's in contention.
Yeah, that guy's insane.
That's
though.
what I'm saying.
Alan-
It's going to be interesting come the trade deadline. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's about a month from now, so we'll have our new power rankings for the month of July or whatever.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun right
August.
there at the trade deadline. Let's see who winds up getting that stud starting pitcher.
Do you
Alan,
guys
your
think
feelings,
the
you're in
Astros-
them, buddy.
Do you guys look at the Astros as disappointing a little bit?
no, I don't. You lose Verlander. You missed the first month of Altuve. He was gone for a while, so it just took some
But-
time. The World Series champs, they're kind of
I mean, they're
It's not-
actually over 500. It's 7 games.
Yeah, I'm
over
like they're
500.
second
I
place
know,
to
but-
a lucky
Yeah.
Rangers team, right?
I mean,
Rangers team
I
are top
hear
5.
you as far as
That's
we're
all it
used to Houston being up here. I mean, but they're
Yeah.
still, they're still over 500.
They've
These
got
other
a
teams that we're
lucky
talking
Rangers
about are horrible. The Mets
Yeah,
are
right.
horrible, 30,
No doubt.
37 and 46. The Cardinals 34 and 48. Wow.
How the mighty have fallen.
Wow.
the
And
most
they're only
surprising
19
team might be the
goals.
Rangers, though, right? The
Yeah.
most surprising team might be the Rangers. O's, I think you could make a
The
claim.
Marlins, you can make a case for the
O's,
Marlins.
Yeah.
I mean, O's after their last season, what they carried in from last season
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
surprising. So to see
And-
where they're at, but the
The-
Rangers to make it click so fast with all their
Yeah.
offseason additions,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that's where it's surprising there.
But
Yeah.
the thing to me, it seems like that the NL Central is like, well, the Cardinals are going to get it going at some point. They can't be this bad this long. They're all like looking at the Cardinals like, when are you guys going to stop playing? That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think Milwaukee
Do
and
something.
Cincinnati are looking
Do
like, St. Louis is back there, but they're going to come on eventually. So, I mean,
well, we keep saying that. Like, I mean,
I was
as a
about to say,
fan of
right.
that division, we
eventually
keep
going to
saying
stop
that.
saying that. But.
Yeah. Eventually. Hey, we'll go ahead and we'll shift into the cruising top 5. I'm excited to see what this has. Go ahead, Johnny. It's
All right.
your
I had a few different things that I was juggling around for this cruising top five. I'm gonna give it a 4th of July theme, sort of. I didn't know if I was gonna go movies or if I was gonna go music for the 4th of July, but I decided that I'm gonna go with the greatest national anthem fails. So these are the worst national anthem performances. These are my top 5 worst national anthem performances.
There's
Now,
one guy
I don't have.
on this.
Yes. Okay. At 5, I'm putting Roseanne Barr. For you younger people, she had a TV show in the late 80s, early 90s. She decided to sing the national anthem at a San Diego Padres game, and she completely. She just sounded horrible, but you know what? She got all the words right, and she battled through it and got through it. But she got booed off the mound. It was awesome. She could easily be 2 or 1. I got her at 5 because I got 3 singers that butchered the the national anthem, and at 4 I got Shaka Khan, who again for you younger guys. She was an 80s pop and R&B singer, but she decided to sing at the 2020 NBA All-Star game, and it was absolutely
something good.
Horrible. It was horrible. At 3, I got Fergie, who told Shaka, "Here, hold my beer." And in 2018, she tried to make the national anthem sound sexy.
It was really bad.
What are you doing? It's the national anthem. Just sing it and get out of the way. So. At number 2, I got
Fergie Ferg. She'll love you long time.
Michael Bolton sang the national anthem at a 2003 Red Sox Yankee game and forgot the words midway through. Had a cheat sheet on his hand, tried to look at his hand, like he just paused, stopped, and looked at his hand, kind of to kind of remember the song. Again, a singer. So 2, 3, and 4 were actual singers, performers, and they just destroyed it. But number 1 is without a doubt Carl Lewis.
Oh, he does.
I actually have it here punched up, but I don't want to do that but YouTube Carl Lewis 1993 Bulls game singing the national anthem.
Well, Carl Lewis he wasn't a singer, he was a
track star.
Hey, nobody told him to say, okay, I'll sing it. Roseanne Barr wasn't a singer either. You know what I'm saying? That, but she's fine. But he was horrible. First of all, he said, y'all ready to the crowd, like if he's actually gonna kill it. Yeah, his voice cracked like 3 or 4 times, and then he said, I'm gonna make up for that, and then did not. Like I said, I have it here, but if you want to laugh for a couple minutes, definitely pull up the Carl Lewis 1993 singing. And that's sad because he's a 9-time gold medalist, one of the great athletes in our history, but my man cannot sing. I don't know who gassed him up and told him, yo, you should do it. You should do it. You know what? That wouldn't be my boy anymore.
How much cocaine was the producer doing to set this up? You know what I mean?
Right.
Nick, I think the reason why they had Carl Lewis was because they were just coming off the Olympics. And
in 92.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that suit. That suit is fire.
You got to hit it.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, it's awful.
Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, I'll make up for it now. For the land of the free.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Look at that guy's face.
Charlie Stagger was hilarious.
Yes. And if you have a chance,
on ESPN that night,
that Sports Center that night was insane. That was one of the funniest ones ever.
Do you know how many sports station got that as their drop? They have it everywhere. It's everywhere.
But he actually said, "I'm gonna make up for it."
Carl Lewis in this top 5. Carl Lewis is like millenniums ahead of everybody else. He was that bad.
Yeah, it was just figuring out who I was going to put in the other 4 spots because Carl Lewis had it. But
anybody got any arguments against it? I think it's a pretty solid top five.
No, I
That's a
think
solid
that's
top
I think
five.
that's top five. That's a really good top five.
He said this when he said that's the list. I'm like, Carl Lewis has to be number one. Like, I
Absolutely.
just
And I'm
like,
telling
I
you,
don't-
but
I put because
for the people who haven't seen the other performances, go watch Fergie and Shaka Khan and
Oh.
Michael Bolton. Like it's embarrassing. Those
You
are
couldn't-
professional singers.
you couldn't
That was
escape
embarrassing, bro.
the way mass media is. You couldn't escape that Fergie national anthem. It was
Oh, no,
everywhere.
no.
God, bro.
So,
I would
let
up
me
in the
ask,
morning.
Bro. That was
let's
rough.
go to the flip side. What's the best national anthem you've ever seen?
Whitney Houston.
I don't
during
know.
the Super
Hey,
Bowl.
I'll say that, but dude, country singer escaped my mind. Chris Stapleton gave her a run. He killed it.
that was nice. That was I enjoyed that one. But yeah, Whitney. Like I
Whitney
went through
was
it. Like
my
I said,
top.
I was debating with the worst ones or the best ones. Like I said, I was thinking, do I do movies? Do I do music for the 4th of July, whatever? But I figured that we'd have more fun if we did the worst ones. 'Cause
Yeah.
in my opinion, Whitney. But I went over all of them. The Chris Stapleton one from a couple years
Killed
ago. I
it.
think it was last year.
That was
He
this
killed it,
last
bro.
year. This past
Yeah,
year,
that was
wasn't
just
it?
last year.
We
Yeah,
love
it was,
him.
it was great. He did a phenomenal job. So
I love.
he would
him.
definitely be in my top 5. But now Whitney. And the whole thing, it was 1990, the whole Bills, and you know what I'm saying? It was just
Oh,
it was a phenomenal performance, man. That
She
was
crushed
that was
it.
the wide right game
But for
too. So I
everybody
remember
listening-
watching that live.
Yeah. For everybody listening out there, you got to watch national anthem, and then right after it, you got to go to Charlie Steiner's reactions to it after.
Yes.
You won't
Yes.
stop.
You want to laugh
laughing
for a little
for
while?
minutes.
You want to laugh for a little while?
That's true.
That was good too.
Yes, that one
That
was.
on SmackDown was excellent.
I'm spoiled because I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. So
Oh, yeah.
anytime there's a national anthem, there you've got whoever you need to have, and they go out there and they kill it. Even somebody not known, they're in Nashville to play music and whatnot.
Yeah.
They sing it and they kill it, and so it's just like why I'm spoiled when it comes to that regard.
It's
Let
amazing.
me ask you this before we get out of here. What's your guys' go to best 4th of July, tradition or whatever? Like, you had to script, 4th of
The
July.
playlist
Yeah.
or something. I mean, I'm definitely CCR is on the radio without question, right? You got to have It Ain't Me, and you got to have just Proud Mary, Keep on Turning, all of that. You got to have all the classic rock, something.
See,
Get the
and
burgers and hot dogs going, baby.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna ask, like, so much stuff went through my head. Like, do I do the top 5 side dishes, or the top 5 dishes for the 4th of July? What are you grilling
Oh,
on the 4th
nobody-
of July? Top
nobody
5
would agree on
fireworks
that.
for the 4th. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
went through all those, and then I wifey mentioned something, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with the worst national anthem. I figured we'd have some fun with that, laughing. But
I would love. I
yeah,
don't know. I love to
that-
see Nick and Tanner
oh.
argue about the placement of hot dogs.
I listened to.
But those are all coming, people. All these top 5s are coming. The top 5 movies, music, all that stuff. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, shout out to Nick for mentioning that, because with all the stuff I got going on with the move, and I completely forgot about the 4th of July next week. So I wasn't even thinking about that until you mentioned it a few days ago, Nick. So I was like, all right, cool.
To
So
me,
I
I
go-
That's my list there.
To me,
Go ahead,
it's
Scott.
July.
I go Neil Diamond,
Oh.
his USA
They
song.
come from all over. They come
Yeah.
to America.
And Lee Greenwood's "God Bless the USA." Those are
Oh,
my
yeah.
2 that I listen to in the morning. before I go on.
2003, everything from 2003
Andy.
and before, country. Just throw it on. Garth Brooks, Randy
Right.
Travis.
Right.
You just get that
Oh, yeah,
going.
you gotta have Toby
American
Keith, right?
Pie.
Toby Keith,
American
yeah.
Pie on there.
Yep, absolutely.
2003 and before, you're set on the playlist.
Yeah, I like to either start the morning of 4th
Yeah,
of July. It is, Andy. It's a
That's
shit show right now. But
I wasn't mean about it, Nick. Just for
Either
the
ju-
record. I let the
either
record show.
either July 3rd at night or July 4th morning or late night. I always do watch Independence Day. Oh boy, with the speech, we will not go into the darkness.
of the
Yeah.
night. We will not
Yes.
vanish without a fight.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah.
Sam.
Do you also play Independence Day song too, country? Independence Day.
Yeah, I mean it's about
yeah.
a wife getting beat by her husband, but yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'm down.
Nobody has to know that.
When you were a kid, you hear it and you're like, "Oh, I love this song." Then you listen to it as an adult, you're like,
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Right. Oh, yeah. I was about to say there's a
Oh.
lot of them.
I sang to this.
Yeah, I was like, I danced and sang. I was so happy.
There's a lot of songs like sexual innuendos where you're a kid. You're like,
Yes.
I had no business singing this song when I was 8 years old. Like,
I have a funny
Right.
story for you.
And-
go ahead, Sam.
My father really loved the song. I forget who did it. Baby, I'm so excited. Oh, I just can't hide it. And I think we all know what he's
The
talking
Pointed
about.
Sisters. I think
Pointed
it's the Pointed.
Sisters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody knew. My dad did not know what he was talking about.
It is.
And so he's like belting it out loud in the car, and I'm just staring at him, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Dad, it's about an erection." And his whole world, like you watched his face. It's like I slapped him. Like it's like I slapped him. He's like, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "Dad, don't do this." And like you're googling the lyrics and reading it to him, and he's like, "But they were dancing." And I was like, "Sure were, Dad. They were dancing. You're right." Like, but I heard him badly. I heard him. It was really bad.
And the other thing is, don't forget the hot dog eating contest this Tuesday too. So
That's right.
amazing to
Shout out,
watch.
shout out.
What's his face?
Amazing to watch.
What's his face competing again?
Corey Chestnut.
Joey
Yeah.
Chestnut. Joey Chestnut. 76 and a half over under this year. That's the number that they put out. I don't think he's gonna eat 76 hot dogs. I'd be
Bro,
sick
I
to my
don't.
Just hearing that
I
makes
mean,
me
and
sick.
I like hot dogs, but bro, I can't even watch that anymore, bro.
No, me neither. I get
watch
sick.
it anymore, bro. It's
Mm-mm.
just crazy.
I just
Yeah.
like to see the highlight towards the end. You know, that's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch the whole thing.
Let's go ahead and let's get out of here. Let's say our final goodbyes. Johnny, we'll start with you, my friend.
All right. Well, another great show on this Sunday. Another great week. Looking forward to. We are not coming. Are we coming back on Thursday?
Yeah.
Producer Tanner. We'll be
You-
back
yeah,
on
yeah.
Thursday. So there's no show
It's
tomorrow.
your discretion. So
All right. No, I'm not. I'm still trying to get moved. Moving sucks. You don't realize how much crap you have until you have to pack it up and try to move it. So I'm looking forward to the Thursday show. Everybody have a great week. Have a happy and safe 4th of July. Enjoy your fireworks, but keep in mind that people have dogs. So think about our four-legged friends there. and
Or
what they
three-legged
go
in
through.
your case.
Or a three-legged in my case, right? Because I was hugging them all night, which I don't mind hugging them all night last night. But the neighbors next door had their 4th of July party last night, and they went all out with the fireworks. So
oh man.
yeah, me and Herc we're spooning all night. Me and my dog. But yeah, think about the dogs. But yeah, have a fun.
I don't know if I want
Fun
to hear
4th
this.
of July. Have a fun 4th of July, but definitely be safe out there. But have yourselves a good time, and we will be back on Thursday to kick some more ass and have a great show for you guys, man. This has been fun. Appreciate it.
Hey,
Go ahead, Scott.
awkward silence.
Big one,
Yeah.
bro. Big one.
Next on that Johnny comment. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Celebrate Independence Day safely with your family. If you're going to go to a fireworks show, just watch it. Don't set them off. And again, enjoy the holiday. We'll see you on Thursday night. Everybody have a good, safe 4th of July. Take time to be with your family and stuff like that. So
Who we betting on again, real quick, Scott? Give out the winners.
we got the Braves
How much
money
chowder?
line. Yeah, 3 cups of chow. Braves money line. Andrew Heaney of Texas over 2.5 runs. Brady Singer over 2.5 runs, and Mookie Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Those are the 4.
Nice.
Sam, go ahead. Your final thoughts.
We are, in a country where we all seem to be fighting against each other sometime. This is one of these things that we can all celebrate together and celebrate with your family, celebrate with your friends. And, it's important, to find stuff, to common ground, to party, to have a good time. And this is one of those moments. I can't wait for my girls to see fireworks really for the first time. So I'm super pumped and a little worried that they're just going to hide in my shoulders the whole time screaming their, lungs out. But happy 4th of July, everyone. And we'll see y'all when we see you.
All right, thanks,
And
Sam. Go
before
ahead.
Danny
Tanner.
goes, please send a wellness check to Sam. LA Knight did not win Money in the Bank, so he's highly upset.
Go ahead,
Make it.
Tanner. Last and final thoughts here.
All right. Unlike Papa Scott here, I am shooting out fireworks.
That's his name, Papa
Tuesday.
Scott.
So I will be out there, the one sliding it with my bucket and sand and already tubes in. Let's go. I'm excited for it. That's what I love about it.
I'll be over. I'm coming over, Tanner. Prepare
Bring
yourself.
it some red, white, and blue. Most likely, you know, we'll be cruising out there. So excited for the Tuesday, guys. I just wanted to say, what the fuck, Twitter? What the fuck? Why are you limiting everything that we're doing?
Yeah, that's
Now I have to find a new platform because I'm not going to pay your $9, $8 a freaking deal to see 9,000 or 5,300 more posts. No,
They're killing
if
it.
I just cruise an hour and I'm already limited, get out of here. I'm not messing with you. Now you're used as a chat form, and that's it for me. That's it. Just
Right.
direct messages.
Right.
So
Boom.
very, very bummed right now with that. I am very unhappy with Twitter. So I wanted to call that out there. So I might be exploring other avenues.
Back to the Facebook.
Yeah, so look for us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and all the other ones.
We're about to be everywhere else
We're
but
about to
Twitter.
be everywhere else
Did
but
you-
Twitter.
Ah,
And,
Did you
and
see
Chris,
the
to answer your
Pittsburgh
question,
Pirates
I'm always
got
the big
frozen
fool.
out?
Just so you
Did they
know.
really?
They did. It was at the top of my Twitter this morning when I opened it up. Pittsburgh Pirates got frozen out for 20 minutes because they viewed too many posts.
That's so dumb.
It's
Wow,
stupid.
bro. That's
It
wild.
is-
It is.
I just did it yesterday. And
It
I
is
blew
awful.
my mind.
Not a smart decision by Elon.
Elon Musk is taking Twitter to a whole.
Yeah,
And
he
then
just
it's like
destroyed it.
posting, Elon's like, should I step down from Twitter? I'll abide after the poll. And it's like shit like that. I'm like, shut up, dude. If you're gonna do it, just do it. Like, just keep it as is. Don't mess or take us around. So just irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Can we call
Uh,
Johnny the Spoon now? Can we do that? Johnny the Spoon and Papa Scott, Pod
I
Daddy
like that
Tanner.
one there, the Papa Scott. You may not be able to live that one down, bro.
Yeah, that's it now.
That may be your name from the going
Great.
forward now, bro.
Hey Sam, stop calling him Papa Scott. I don't think I can, sir.
Special
it.
guest Dangle, Grandpapa's Keith.
Grandpappy.
Love it when you call me Big Papa.
All right, Nick, what's your final thoughts?
Oh man, no, just everybody have a great 4th of July. Programming note, we are off tomorrow. Everybody be celebrating 4th of July. We'll be back Thursday for it's pretty much going to be fully UFC 190 preview show. We're going to have a lot of guests on, a couple guests on. We're going to be breaking that down because it's the biggest card of the year. I mean, top to bottom, from prelims on all the way up to the main event. This card is going to be absolute crusher. I'm excited to break it all down on Thursday. So, but in the meantime, enjoy your time with your family and friends. Shoot some fireworks off. There is one person walking around today with 10 fingers that by the end of the 4th of July will have one less finger. So
Don't be a Jason Pierre-Paul, people.
Jason Pierre-Paul. Yep.
You can say my
Don't
name,
be-
Nick. You don't have to be squeamish.
don't be JPP. So hopefully we don't get anything there. I'm excited to see what the NBA free agency. I'm excited to see what Dame goes. So we'll see where it goes. So I'm excited. We've got more to show. We'll see you back on Thursday. Programming note.
I
again,
won't
we're
be
off
here,
Monday.
guys. So I'll
See
see
you-
you guys next Sunday.
Born
Tanner,
in
enjoy your
America.
See you Thursday for our UFC 190 preview show. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, share. See you guys. Be safe out there. Tanner, hit that outro, baby. Let's get out of here.
So,
Life better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say